Good afternoon from down under, everyone. My name is Romus Blitz, and we're continuing our Let's Play of Road Trader, both DLCs included. This is our Iconoclast run, and it should be part 16 in the series, if I have the numbers correct. So we have just finished up Footfall, and now we are going to begin our journey into the Expanse. First, we need to chat with everyone on the ship again, go through to turn some quests in and some new dialogue. But after that, we shall definitely um, make our way through. So we'll offer up the toaster to the algorithm priest and get right into it. So don't forget to leave a like and subscribe if you've been enjoying the series. Otherwise, yeah, let's get straight into it. See if Jocasta has anything to say. No. I guess we don't talk to you ever again then. We want to keep that rash. Who are you and what's your purpose here? What is the blood key I'm supposed to use? Place your hand inside Celtus Maw. Has it, Pascal has informed me that the system has encrypted data set. I need to know its contents. What data repositories? How do I accept those keys? Just know more about the caches. Press start on Draconis and Kyber Gamma. I have to explain how the ship was able to start the warp engine. Remind me who you are. Talk to Vigis. Alrighty. Enric. No.
Words cannot describe how boring the bridge is without our stimulating conversations.
Alright, what is your special site reveal?
Jai is like a gem. The brighter people shine around her, the clearer her faces reflect a myriad of colorful gleams. They are all parts of Jai, but no single one of them is her. I cannot discern her true colors through the veil of her motley shawls. I peel off hue after hue, only to find a different color underneath every time. The esteemed Magos Haneman is shattered, like a beautiful stained glass window into a mosaic of colors. His bright, beckoning hues are mixed together in complete disarray. I must confess it perplexes me. Normally, scarlet and steel are all that fills the heart of a servant of the Omnissiah. I
Alright.
have...
Good. Alright. Argenta.
Greetings.
I'm waiting for you to tell me about the strange words the cultists on Footfall.
Yes, I'm ready. I would ask only one thing of you, Rogue Trader. If I may, I would like to see the chamber of the Sacred Warrant and kneel before the relic touched by the Emperor himself. A difficult conversation lies ahead of us, and I wish to pray by the relic before I lay my soul bare.
Let's go. I'm listening. I've never even heard of such a plant as a pawn to the von Vansy dynasty. Please continue. Why did you keep your suspicion from the Reverend? Alright, just gonna double check. I'm 99% sure it is indeed humility that we are going. Yeah, humility. The actions were driven by hubris agendas if you wanted to keep your discovery all to yourself. Imagine Theodore was thrilled with the prospect. Mention something called the One Star. What is it? What happened next? Sadly, the only one who might have had all the answers crude route escaped. You need to blame yourself if the heretics really had wormed their way into the Von Francis ranks by then. You would have found the planet even without you going there. How did you manage to escape from the cultists? And is that why you don't trust me before, correct? What did you find? Just to clarify, you were wounded and you never found the St. Argentus ship, right? If it is important to you, I will help. The accursed final dawn is evolved again. It is my duty to help you. The cult must be reduced to ashes, blah blah blah. Alright, before we talk to Heinrichs, we'll see if Rava has anything else to say. Yeah, anything about a ship named the Fiery Reckoning? Alright. Just double check Abel.
Lord Captain.
Discover the caches left by Theodore somewhat blah blah.
It is wise for a rogue trader to have caches where they can safely store important information. And utterly unwise to share the coordinates of such caches with anyone. Even one's most trusted associates. I'm afraid I do not know how to find the caches, but I can offer some help. Your predecessor used this numeric code to deactivate certain defense systems in her service. If I know Lady Theodora as well as I think, then I'm quite certain that she left her caches well guarded. In that case, this code will be useful to you.
Thank you, Abel. Heinrichs, you wanted to have a chat.
My complete attention.
You want to discuss some nature of importance to your mission?
Yes, but not here. I wouldn't want our conversation to be gossip fodder on the bridge and in the officers' mess.
I welcome a chance to assist the Inquisition. Why would the Order agents investigate a chaos cult? Are you laying an accusation against my dynasty? Angela Letter is willing to show leniency towards my actions. He has spies on vulnerable and CS worlds. I want to know more about the cult of the Final Dawn. Very agreed to give you a place on my ship. What else? Excuse me for one moment. Alrighty, sorry for the abrupt pause. I heard a loud bang and I had to go quickly check to see what it is, but it was nothing. I assume Kyber Gamma has fallen to heresy. What then? You propose we destroy an entire planet? Uh, so we want mercy. I did not believe you lacked compassion. You did not stop me after all. Uh, Alright, what's the geospatial for on Kyber Gamma? We met a Chaos Space Marine on Marcus Minoris. Do we risk running into his brothers? I won't want anyone through their raid around my worlds. We there serve as a Chaos Xenos or heretics. Tell me about the Drukari who stole the sun. Let's go about my business. Is there anything else I need to know? See ya. Alright, that's Heinrich sorted. While I'm in here, I may as well sort this out. We'll stop Jay from cheating. Naughty Jay trying to cheat me. Alright, so that's that one sorted. Now we just need to double check, but I'm pretty sure there's no conversation to be had here. No. Nope. And Jay is there, which we need to have a chat with. Let's check keyboard first.
Domain.
Alright, not going either. No, I should probably rename that as something else at some point. Alright, nothing there. Alright, Jay.
Allow me to thank you again for helping me with the cargo, Sherin. I am sure the Ashmags who squirreled away my goods won't give up so easily, and I'll hear more about their scheming yet. Let's strike a deal, Sherin. I will watch your back, if you do me a favor and watch mine. Well, enough jokes. Is there something you wanted?
You don't look like a typical smuggler.
No truer words have ever been said. I'm far more exciting than some small-time peddlers from Footfall. Allow me to introduce myself properly. I am Jai Amira Fatqin Tamiri Ash Ifrit, the 12th daughter of the Lord of Ifrit, a distant world at the fringes of the Imperium. The youngest child is destined to become a bargaining chip in the family's political games. But I was unwilling to accept such a fate, and wanted to choose what to become and which path to follow. When I learned the Exalted One watches over hundreds of other worlds amidst distant stars, I understood there was an entire world of opportunities beyond Ifrit. All I had to do was break the familial bonds tying me down and escape the planet. Which I did a long time ago.
Why did you choose to come to the Cronus Expanse?
The Keronis Expanse. A gorgeous name, isn't it? But this backwater wasn't my original destination when I escaped Sherin. Oh no, it was the rumors of incredible freedom that brought me to the Keronis Expanse. Freedom that is generously bestowed upon everyone who can survive in these parts. All doors are open here. You can become a saint, a mogul, a kingmaker, or anyone you like, really. Here, hard work pays off, unless you're used to lying by the roadside and complaining instead of toiling for the good of your soul, glory, wallet, or whatever floats your boat. I'm used to working hard, and so I found my blessing.
Had you escaped from Ifrit?
I convinced my father I personally wished to oversee the inspection of imported goods. I had to get experience so I wouldn't bring shame on our family, didn't I? I made friends with traders, missionaries, and soldiers at the port. I listened to their stories, studied the charts, learned what documents I had to forge to escape the planet. A kind word here, a shiny coin there. And here I am, in the iron belly of a ship, braving the void in search of a new life.
Judging from your implants, you've had quite a few close shaves over the years.
Consider it a mark of my trade. This year, Xenos. Dumb-headed orcs. Who knew that we weren't the only ones to get tempted by the wreck of that raider? As for this treasure, I received it as a reward for a life that had been just a little too good. I was in a hurry to get to the Adeptus Amasacus after the Exalted One blessed me with immense wealth. I was 2 backstreets away from the den when a pathetic ashmag attacked me, envious of somebody else's fortune.
Thank you for sharing this.
All relationships are based on mutual trust. That goes for business too.
You have some business you wish to discuss?
Oh, Shireen, I did manage to spark your interest. Allow me to invite you to a more private place. My words are meant for your ears alone.
Be using that soon. I accept them with gratitude. Go on. How I benefit from you gaining official status. Sounds simple enough, I will help you. I'm going to go the Adeptus Mechanicus because, for one simple reason, it's the tech one. So more tech rep is good for Jay, especially early on. Alright, so we go back and have a chat with Jay now. Before we go back to have a chat with Jay, we'll talk to Yadira quickly. I've learnt that cache is left by Theodore, someone of Dragonis.
Me? Not a clue, Lord Captain. I don't know who Lady Theodora would have told about a thing like that, but it definitely wasn't me. Why would you whisper that to me now? Why? Lord Captain, I don't know anything about caches or Lady Theodora's secrets, but the voices have just reminded me about something. I was once given the chance to try some real wine. Lady Theodora gave me some. Not just any old synthetic booze, but her favorite plonk. She always drank it in her palace. It was golden in color, and its name was Flame of Purity. A silly name, but the flavor was so intense, and like nothing I'd ever tasted before or since. Apologies. It's probably not important, but I don't know anything more than that.
You seem to have a very long reaction. So a very long, strong reaction to what Jen said about the broken lens.
It was just my nerves playing up. Something about our little saint doesn't sit right with me, and I trust my gut. Oh sure, she seems straight as an arrow and as predictable as a hangover after drinking. But when I look at her, something about her makes my brain itch. After that conversation, I tried to listen to what was being said about her. Beyond the door, what I heard was strange. Blood in her past, twilight in her present, and something like a star leading her. But where is it leading her? I saw several roads, and all of them frightened me.
Maybe you should warn Agenta.
Oh yeah, you go ahead and tell her the wicked Psyker has divined something about her. She'll be so pleased and grateful, and of course she'll listen to what you have to say. No, that would be pointless. And anyway, I'm not even sure what it all means. Maybe the danger is to her? Or maybe the danger's coming from her. Of course. Always at your service. Whenever you need me.
Alright, now we'll go back to have a chat with Jay. Over here.
May the Exalted One protect you. Have the youngest.
Okay,
All relationships are based on mutual trust. That goes for business too.
I've seen enough of the shiny wrappings of the Chronic's Expanse to tell me about its dark side.
The dark side is the real Coronis Expanse, if you ask me. But what do you want to know about it, Shireen?
How do they do things on Footfall?
Dynasties drink with criminals. Rogue traders strike deals with the Casbalica. And dozens of ships stop off for a welcome break from a long voyage. Is there a more beautiful place in the entire Imperium? The Emperor is merciful to the meek and the powerful alike. There's a job for everyone as long as they have a head on their shoulders. And if you feel like talking to him in person, the statue of the Exalted One can be seen from any asteroid. You can pray to your heart's content.
Tell me about the mission.
An ancient crime cartel that originated with the first settlers of the Calixis sector. It is run by shadowy clans with robber barons at the helm. Cross their path, and you risk making enemies all over the Coronis Expanse, or even the entire Imperium. As for the agents, they are just shameless, greedy scum. Every third person on Footfall is a Casbalican. But that doesn't mean all that rotten filth is acting together. I've been set up more than once just so some Casbalican can get one over on his rivals. And yet, the Casbalica is generous to its customers. if you can afford it. Anything can be obtained, organized, and transported for the right price. The customer is always right, unless they happen to be a rat. In which case...
Are you one of the Cabalica's robbers, Baron?
What gave you such an outrageous idea? Was it my immaculate garment? My gorgeous jewelry? Do not worry, Shireen. I will let you know once I become a baroness, should the Exalted One will it. Just imagine the strong and fruitful alliance that could be forged between a rogue trader and a mastermind of the Casbalica.
Did you become a Casbalian agent?
It's not hard to do on footfall. I spent a year working for good old Christo. He was a brave soldier who gave up the ghost in a scuffle with orcs, and then took over his business. Having a good head on your shoulders and keeping the Exalted One in your heart helps to establish new contacts quickly. Eventually, I gathered together a group of honest and loyal people, and it only took a few successful contracts for the Casbalica to take notice. I quickly settled on footfall and started dispensing my wisdom to my protégés and subordinates. I lost the taste for getting my hands dirty.
Tell me about the coal trade.
It really is simple, Shireen. The Casbalica runs the Imperium's black market, offering special goods to those who can afford their services. Yes, I am talking about Xeno artifacts too. Alien weapons, technology, sometimes even certain kinds of living creatures. Unlike the rogue traders whose sacred warrants make them immune even from the laws of the Exalted One, Casbalican agents are used to hiding and covering their tracks. Nobody wants to draw unwanted attention, no matter who might take an interest. Especially now that the Coronis Expanse has a warrior of the Golden Throne as its watchman.
Change the subject.
Why not? The decision is yours, Shireen.
Tell me about the business in the Chronic Expanse.
My trade means knowing the right people and non-people. Having the right connections and making sure the precious goods find their way into the hands of my no less precious customers. My wisdom includes the knowledge of the enemies of humankind, be they Xenos or the lowest scum in the Imperium, as well as the latest knowledge about how much they charge for any particular curio at the footfall market. Not even the most cunning Aji will deceive you as long as I am with you, Shireen. I promise you that. Whatever I have can be yours too, if your unfathomable wealth isn't enough for you already, I mean.
Do you do business with enemies of humanity?
It has been known to happen. After years of dealing with Xenos, I've learned their customs, and even got a grasp of their language. Except they cringe whenever I start speaking. Arrogant sods. They dislike even our voices, but they never turn away our valuables. Then again, I'm used to seeing sour faces. In this trade, the easily offended go out of business.
Things we do for profit and gain, right?
Emperor be praised. You took the words right out of my mouth.
You could be sitting back and you have many talents, so keep going from
Thank you,
top to bottom.
Being able to read and write is chief among them. You may not be aware, but this science is beyond the abilities of billions of the Imperium subjects. And yet they happily keep drudging along in their factories, fundi, and assembly lines. Me? I didn't escape Ifrit to consign myself to such misery. It was literacy that paved my path to copied orders, forged signatures, counterfeited papers. The wonderful things that make the wheels of bureaucracy turn in the right direction.
Are you really that rich?
Compared to the rabble on footfall, perhaps. Compared to you. Be it power or money, I still have a long way to go. I could purchase one of Footfall's asteroids, but not a planet. I could subjugate a few gangs from the shady districts, but not Vladium. And so the answer to your question is no. I do not consider myself rich. I am not rich enough.
You could be sitting back reaping the fruits of your own work, so why have you been chosen to embrace the vicissitudes of life aboard a void ship?
You're fun to talk. I grew tired of scribing endless contracts and agreements neatly tucked away on footfall. Well, I did that for how many years? But here, among the stars, you are always balanced on a knife edge. Nothing thrills me more than the tension of a warp jump, or the danger that lurks around every corner on a planet. Footfall was beginning to make me fat and stupid, Shireen. I do not want that.
What about the gang that stayed back on footfall? Do you trust them?
Do I trust the trickster twins? By the Exalted One, no. The underhanded rogues of Footfall came up with that name for a reason. The tricks of those frenzied ashmags are all about things far more intriguing than the honest and law-abiding subjects of the Imperium can imagine. On the other hand, this is why I am keeping them close. Kor and Tora know who lifted them out of the cesspit proudly called the Shadow Quarters, and who has been feeding that ravenous beast their insatiable lust for lucre. No, they are not going to betray me if only because they know I am now a part of your entourage, Shireen. They're not going to let the biggest pie in the Imperium pass them by without trying to get a slice for themselves.
Tell me about the Xenos and the Cronus Expanse.
Vicious, cruel, dangerous beasts. Humans hold little interest for Xenos. We are entertainment for them, a means to keep boredom at bay. A commodity. But some of them contact us once in a while using their own people. Do not deceive yourself by thinking you are safe because there are no Xenos in sight. Those Agi are as cunning as they are ruthless. They cleverly pull at the strings of spies and traitors, subjugate those who do not fall for the promised reward, transform the ones who resist their promises into soulless puppets. The Emperor watches over me, and that is why I still haven't succumbed to the fate of many of my associates who have lost their lives to the stringy scoundrels.
Let's talk about something else.
I think we've said all there is to say on this topic.
You tell me the tales about your colorful past, but I feel that's not all the stories are true.
Listen, Shireen, the giver of happiness and the dearest of my friends. I am who I am. A cold trader, a Casbalican agent, and your partner. We each have a past, and that past is sealed. I'm not prying into your soul, am I? Well, have pity on mine. It has already been gnawed at by the Aji. And if you don't like the sound of that, we'll just go our separate ways. Deal? All relationships are based on mutual trust. That goes for business too.
Did you know Theodora, my predecessor?
It is difficult not to be aware of the powers that be, especially ones like Lord Captain Theodora. But we never met personally, as the difference between our positions was far too great. Theodora was a mighty ruler, the center of her own universe, and I, a pathetic speck, was nothing next to her. But you were kind to me, Shireen, and in my eyes, that puts you above your esteemed aunt, or whoever she was to you.
Keep using like words like Shireen. I don't understand.
The language on Ifrit, my home world, is quite different from the one spoken in the Coronis Expanse. We bestow more than one meaning upon each word, allowing our wise men to fully express their sagacious thoughts, and us lowly dabblers, our base passions and desires. Take Aji, for example. That is what I call every piece of scum and villain, because Aji means evil and foe and pathetic worm unworthy of consideration. Or take Ashmag. It means fool and little brother, and blind man who stumbled and would fall into a pit without guidance. Shireen means friend and comrade and roommate in a battle formation, like we are.
Blah blah blah. Do you have a lucky fellow?
Or lucky lady, you mean? My heart has been coveted by proud men with hard eyes, gentle maidens with sensual voices, imperious lords and fierce leaders of void brigands. Only rogue traders have not yet featured among Jai Hedari's intimate friends. Why do you ask, Shireen?
It does not really matter, forget it.
How strange. But I dare not disobey, Shireen.
Alright,
Oh,
that's enough for Jay for now. Alright, so we will go have a quick look at the shrine and chapel, and then we'll head out. So we can make a couple of stops before we do some warp jumpery. So once we kind of get to Janus, we're going to do what I did in the dogmatic campaign and
Let us not dawdle.
yeah, possibly being with Joy is a rare sight. Yeah, because we're gonna do what we did in the last campaign and get the ship up and running as quick as we can by colonizing the planet. Still, your gentleman has adversely affected the flock's faith. Other topics to discuss. Did Theodora come here often? I gotta be careful because I don't want to do the top one. People confess you do not. I'm interested to know the thoughts of some of my subjects. Alright, so nothing there yet. Obviously, at some point,
Data meditation is terminated.
at some point, things are gonna kick off. I thought you could rename these. How do you rename it? Hmm. I'll have to look into that. Not that I particularly care. Pascal's time in the party is practically done, with the exception of his own quest now, so... I'll have Chapel. So, this is actually how that should be for now. And that should be that. And then Agenta gets subbed out for... gets subbed out for... Yuet, and then we're good.
Keep your wits about you.
No, nothing there. Alright. Cool. Back we go. So I guess coming back here is going to be related to DLC. Alright, so all the boring dialogue stuff is over now, so we got a nice good 20 minutes to get our exploration out of the way. So we'll get it to the world map. Alright, so make sure, okay, so we should be able to upgrade the shields again. We're gonna do that. Just to make sure everyone's at the post they're supposed to be in. Good. Good, good. Yep. Alrighty, so basically once we get to Epsilon, we're gonna go straight to Dragonis, which is here. Sort that out and then go back. So But why they are burning my Prometheum? Does the Kurosaki recognize this cult, or is it considered heretical? Has Oracle Fire make these prophecies? I have this call. I don't think this actually matters to anything. However, knowing some stuff from the last playthrough, I'm hesitant to let certain people involved in certain characters' dialogues to be not dealt with, shall we say. Alright. So drop quick save. Then let us go deal with some pirates, because we can.
I can see crimson lights in the void.
Alrighty. Main weapon fire. Drop a torpedo there. Um, Move around. Oh. There you go.
My premonitions never fail me.
Alrighty. And development. Oh no, we didn't level up yet. Never mind. It's fine. Collect all this stuff. And then we go back to the planet. Alright, so 5 plasteel is eh. We can get better, so we're going to get better. And we'll probably come back there later once we got better augers. And then we go into the Hulk. So I'm thinking of a different planet. I'm thinking of a different sector. Oh dear. I already see how this is gonna go. Speaking of which, what are you? 75 compared to 85. Yeah, you're not much underneath that, and your logic is, yeah, fine. Cool. What's this ritual? I'll be there. What does this mean? Find what you wanted to find out. Make Pascal. So what do we get? We got alright, I guess we'll go back to the bridge. Alrighty. Can you explain? Thank you for your service. Is this part of the next quest, or is this romance? Because if it's romance, I don't care.
Domin. Then follow me, Domin.
Alright.
Are you ready to step into the labyrinth, Domin?
What exactly are we going to do?
This is the ritual of binding. By the Undying One's will, our fates and ours one. But I must still guide you into the maze of my mind. Although it is my predestination alone to walk its corridors in search of answers, your image must become part of the tangle. For I am your shadow, Domin,
and your presence will aid me in sensing whatever threats may be looming over you.
What is this on the floor?
Instructions, directions, a depiction of the puzzle that can only be solved within one's own consciousness by following its bends and turnings. I do not require these lines to find my way, but for you, they will serve as a guiding thread.
Get on with it. The sooner we are done with this, the better.
Your weapon for the ritual. Watch the lines on the floor. You can only pass through the gaps. The rest, you need not know. Enter the labyrinth, Domin. You are now upon the path. Your shadow now walks the labyrinth, and my gaze can now see when danger draws near you.
This fight, what a captivating expression of your culture.
We are not doing this for your amusement, Domin, nor is it an expression. That which you do not comprehend still has meaning.
Forget I asked.
The labyrinth has accepted you. We have danced amid the crossing lines and minds, and by the dance, we are now bound.
Alright, that's that done. Alright, back out the space we go. Alright, we'll visit the system. I believe this is the one I was thinking of, not the other system. Scan everything here. Adamantite, 2 is pretty much all that you get, so we'll take it. That's the ultimate for a blessing. Put out the void ship very soon. And I believe provisions. 5 is in fact super good, so we will also drop one here. Alright, and then we'll go to the Drifting Void Ship. Yep. And then we will pretty much call the episode here. And, well, delve more into the Void Ship in the next episode. Gonna take a bit. So, thank you for watching everyone, and I'll catch you in the next one.